My girlfriend wants to get married but am worried after she called the cops on me. I'm reaching out because I'm at a crossroads in my life, and I could really use some advice. For clarity, let's say my name is Chris and my girlfriend's name is Emily, although those aren't our real names. Emily and I have been together for 3 years now. We met at a friend's party, hit it off instantly, and since then, our relationship has been a whirlwind. We've talked about getting engaged, and honestly, up until recently, I was excited about the prospect. But now, I'm not so sure. There have always been moments in our relationship where Emily's behavior has raised some red flags for me. She can be quite manipulative at times, twisting situations to her advantage or playing on my emotions. I've often excused this as just part of who she is, maybe even a side effect of the stress she faces at work. But a recent incident has forced me to see these traits in a different, more alarming light. About a month ago, we had a disagreement. It was nothing major, a typical couple spat about not spending enough quality time together. But the aftermath was anything but typical. Emily accused me of hitting her during our argument. This accusation left me completely dumbfounded. I have never and would never raise a hand to her, or to anyone for that matter. The accusation itself was shocking, but what followed was even worse. Emily didn't keep this accusation between us. She told everyone. Our friends, our families, and even some colleagues were informed about this alleged incident. The speed and breadth with which this false story spread were staggering. Suddenly, I found myself on the defensive, with people I've known for years looking at me with suspicion and doubt. This nearly got me into legal trouble. I had to speak to a lawyer to understand my position and to make sure I could defend myself if it came to that. But the legal aspect, though frightening, wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was seeing the doubt in people's eyes, people I thought knew me better than to ever believe I could be violent. Now, after all this, Emily has apologized. She says she overreacted and spoke out of anger. She wants us to move on and go back to planning our future together. But I'm not sure I can just forget what happened. I love her, there's no doubt about that, but this whole situation has made me question everything. Can I spend my life with someone who not only manipulated the truth but also put my entire reputation at stake? I'm feeling really lost right now. Should I try to work through this, forgive her, and move on with our engagement plans? Or is this a sign that I need to seriously reevaluate our relationship? Any advice or perspective would be greatly appreciated. Update 1: Confrontation and family involvement. I wanted to give an update and say thank you to everyone who took the time to respond to my original post. Your words and advice have been invaluable during this confusing time. After reading through the comments and spending a lot of time thinking, I decided to have a serious conversation with Emily about everything that's happened. I expressed how deeply her accusation affected me, not just emotionally but also in terms of my relationships with others and my standing in the community. Emily's reaction was a mix of emotions. At first, she was defensive, insisting that her reaction was due to the heat of the moment, and that she never meant for it to go so far. But as we continued talking, she broke down, admitting that she felt insecure in our relationship and worried that I would leave her. She said that her accusation was a way to test my commitment to her, which now she realizes was a terrible mistake. As much as I want to understand and empathize with her insecurities, I can't overlook the impact of her actions. I explained this to her, emphasizing how trust is the foundation of any relationship and that her actions have severely damaged that trust. Adding to the complexity, my family has become involved. After hearing about the incident, they've expressed serious concerns. They're worried about the manipulative behavior Emily displayed and how it might affect me in the long term. Their perspective has really hit home for me. They've always supported my relationship with Emily, so hearing their apprehension has been a wake-up call. I'm currently considering whether therapy might help, both for me individually and possibly for us as a couple. It feels like there are underlying issues in our relationship that need addressing, and professional guidance might be the way forward. As of now, the engagement is on hold. I need time to process all of this and figure out what's best for my future. The decision isn't easy. There's a lot of love between Emily and me, but love might not be enough to overcome the challenges we're facing. I'm leaning towards postponing any further plans until I have a clearer picture of what I want and what is healthy for me. Again, thank you to everyone who offered advice. It's been a tough time, but having impartial perspectives has helped me more than you know. Update 2: A difficult but necessary decision. I'm back with what I believe will be my final update on this situation, and I want to start by thanking everyone who commented and offered support and advice. It has been an incredibly tough period, but the insights from this community have been a guiding light. After much contemplation, soul-searching, and several sessions with a therapist, I've made the decision to end my relationship with Emily. This decision wasn't made lightly. The therapy sessions have been eye-opening, helping me to understand the dynamics of our relationship more clearly and the impact of Emily's behavior on my mental and emotional well-being. When I informed Emily of my decision, it was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had. She was devastated and made several emotional appeals, promising that things would change and that she would never do anything like this again. Despite her pleas, I knew in my heart that going back would mean ignoring all the red flags and the advice I've received. Additionally, I've taken some legal advice to protect myself from any potential false accusations in the future. The last thing I want is to find myself in a similar situation again, where my character and integrity are called into question based on falsehoods. Ending this relationship has been a painful process, but it has also been an opportunity for significant personal growth. I've learned a lot about the importance of trust and communication in relationships, and I've also learned to recognize and address toxic behavior more assertively. I want to express my gratitude to this community for the support and the push I needed to make this difficult decision. Your advice played a crucial role in my journey and in helping me see things more clearly. I now look forward to focusing on my personal growth and building a future that's healthy and fulfilling. Thank you, everyone. Your support has meant more than words can express.